Hello, and welcome to Principles of Cybercrime Investigation, 8-week course. This is the fall 2016 D2 section. My name is Stephen Pearson, or Professor Pearson, and I will be your instructor for the next 8 weeks. If you wish to know a little bit about me, you're more welcome to click on my bio on the right hand side there, or as you'll find in the Getting Started, I've put my biography there as well, so you can get to know me just a little bit. Um, this is going to be a very fun course. Cybercrime investigation is a topic that I've been involved with for, gosh, almost 30 years. So I find cybercrime investigation to be intriguing. I also think it's something that many of you will find after this course has some differences to just regular investigations or the common investigations. I am uh, very clear that this is a master's level course. I expect master's level work. I believe that master's level courses should be challenging. I think they should task you a little bit, and I expect you to rise to the challenge. Again, you are in a master's level course. When you leave out here, you will be a master of uh, cybersecurity. You will be looked at as a professional in the field. You'll be one of our peers. And if someone comes to you and says, where did you get your education? I want to be proud to say, well, that's one of my students. So I will hold you to a standard that I believe is appropriate to the level that you'll be leaving this institution or degree you'll be leaving this institution with. All right, with that being said, the course layout, I'm sure you all are very familiar with it. We have the announcements, the getting started, and then we have our week one starting with October 24th, going through all the way to December 12th. A couple of little quick notes in here. During the November 7th, October 31st to about November 7th, I will be traveling extensively. I will be in Estonia at the DCO, Defense Computer Operations Center. I'm a part of a board for NATO. And we'll be working on a cyber warfare congress. I'll be over there with Stephen Wood, who is also another professor here at Utica. We will be working with them on operation or the cyber warfare operation Cross Swords. So it's a very prestigious thing for me, and I'm looking forward to going over there for that and being a part of an esteemed group of individuals. So I'm also currently traveling, teaching around the country. I'm currently in Paradise, California. I saw that there's a student from Chico that's in the class, so maybe we'll bump into each other down in on the valley floor at some point. Uh, with that being said, let's jump through some of the stuff here. So, in the announcements, if I have anything that I need to put out to you, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the announcements. I'll let you know what's going on. I will tell you if there's anything new or changing. There are going to be some changes to the course in the later weeks, the 6, 7, and 8. We are going to have some, hopefully, we'll have a special guest. I'm working on that now. And if that does, that will change some of the flow so that we don't add too much on you. During the or in the getting started section, you may not or you may notice that there is a few more tags than you normally have. You have the kickoff video, and if you're watching this and you've obviously already found the kickoff video, we have the course syllabus schedule, my background, the Ask the Professor, and the Student Lounge. If you are going to use the Ask Professor, understand that I log in and I see the Ask Professor. I don't get emails notifying me that there's a question. Emailing me is the absolute quickest way to get a response from me. So I will give you my email address and all my contact information towards the end of this presentation. Ask the professor. Put your question in there. If it's something that everybody else will benefit from, that's fine. I will check I will be checking the site every other day on a normal course. So normally you're going to wait probably 12 to 24 hours before you get a response. If you email me, I get an email right away. Usually flip over my phone or whatever device I get it on, and I will check and see what's going on. So email is really the best way to go. Student lounge, that's a great place to interact with your peers. Let people know uh, things that are going on in your life, and that's what it is. It's the water cooler for the course. Under the resources, you'll see there's a folder called resources, and under here there are quite a few documents for the resources. We will be using some of the documents in here. There are some good articles in here, etc., on different topics, and you'll get a chance to go through and see those as we go through the course. Next thing I want to look at is the APA 6 help documents. This course is based on APA work. That is the uh, chosen style that Utica has gone with. APA is enforced through the courses now. You will see it in all your courses, all your future courses. To date, there have been other shells, there have been other kind of formats and templates and things such as that, and every instructor was kind of trying to do their own thing. And Utica has come online with, as most universities have, and have made APA the style that you'll use. So if you aren't familiar with APA, haven't used APA much, I really recommend you get out there, learn APA, because you will be graded based on APA, and I will grade you based on APA and hold you to the APA standard. I do have a site there. It's Professor Pearson's favorite APA style help site. That'll take you to the Purdue Learning Lab. They have a phenomenal APA help guide. I've also, based on the last few classes, I've come up with a template for you, and you have the Utica College template, APA template there. This template will give you a template to follow. If you follow that template, follow the guidance on the help sites, you should have no issues with the APA. I also have your discussion post template. Some of you are not used to having a format for discussion posts. We have a format. Starts out Professor Pearson and peers. Then you start your work according to Brent 2002. This week's you got 500 words minimum that you're going to put in there, and then your references. So I talked about Brent here 2002, and I have referenced him down here, Burnt, and I spelled that wrong, excuse me. TJ 2002, Friendship Quality and Social Development, Current Directions in Psychological Science. Just picked a quick reference to throw in there. Okay, I do expect citations in the discussion posts. I don't want to hear, well, I was watching the news and 4 out of 5 dentists said. That's not gonna. That's opinionated. It's speculation. It's whatever you want to hear. And in today's world, when unfortunately the commercial news sites are politically driven or motivated, we can't use the commercial site. So you're going to need to use your academic research. You're going to need to do academic and scholarly writing. So you're going to be sticking to things that are real. I will accept things such as National Geographic and or Science Today, periodicals that are legitimate. I won't accept Wikipedia. You will be dinged for that. If you're basing it off of USA Today, that's not a site. That's not a source of empirical evidence. That's a publication that does a great job of news reporting. But again, it's not a verifiable source that you can go back and say, well, the peer group has said that this is correct. This is a reporter that's reporting for a commercial entity. So be careful. So to understand what is and what is not, I put in a whole bunch of different resources here for you. Utica's scholarly and peer-reviewed articles. There's a couple of video tutorials here. So I've tried to give you as much information as I can to help you understand academic and scholarly research, so we get off on the right foot. Conducting research. I do a presentation at residency on conducting research. I've put in the links to the research tools that I mentioned in my conducting research residency brief. The presentation is here for your review. If you have any questions about it or if you have any comments on it, you're more than welcome to send me a quick note. Discussion rubric and papers only rubric. We're not doing any labs in this course. really, so you're going to be using the papers only rubric. So the discussion rubric, this is what I will grade you by. If you want to know why you got a 4 out of 5 or a 4.8 out of 5, etc., this is why. If you go through and look at it, quality of posts, relevance of posts, contributions to the learning community, citations, that will equal a grade. I divide that, and that's your grade. There is no bias, there's no personal opinion. I simply grade your paper based on the categories. I align a category with the style of your posts, and that's going to be your grade. So if you want to know if you're going to get a certain grade, look at your rubric, and you'll know. Same thing applies for the paper. Here's your paper rubric. You want to know how I'm going to grade your paper? There's no mystery. Here's your rubric. At the bottom, there's points. I divide the points into your overall, and that's your grade. So these rubrics, the paper rubric will be posted with all of your papers. I also use DocCroc to give you feedback, and I will go through your paper, and I will provide you in your paper or in your DocCroc. I'll provide you, guidance on your APA style. I'll also provide you guidance on your research. If you're doing hypotheses and making statements, I'm going to question them if they are not empirical or if you don't have research, and you say something like, "There's been a 100% increase in cybercrime." Okay, says who? I don't care that you think there is. I want to know where you get your information from. So things such as that, if you make bold statements or if you're going to use evidence inside of your reports, I expect to see something supporting or something that I can go back on and say, yeah, this is the evidence they use to support that. Okay. So those are your discussion rubrics. Google Scholar, obviously it's a great site. Use your Utica library to find so many things. I'm going to do a second video on researching the cybercrime specifically to help you out, and that I will post that up in the conducting research block probably the next day or so. I think tomorrow I'm going to do that for you. All right, so let's go up to our syllabus real quick. Here's our course syllabus. As you can see, my instructor information, course description, required textbook. You should all have the required textbook. You can see you can get it in Kindle or you can get it in papers by Susan Brenner. It is a little bit of a dated book, but as you see at the bottom there, I put the cyber3crim3.blogspot.com, her blog, and she keeps her book very updated by using her blog. The 2010 version of this has the basics in it. We're going to talk about the basics. We're going to talk about, political hacking. We're going to talk about malware, and we're going to talk about the types of cybercrime and things that just have not changed, honestly, since 1998, when we were talking about the 7 types of cybercrime. So there are certain principles, there are certain foundational principles that just don't change, and Susan Brenner does a great job of bringing that stuff out, and that's a lot of that is what we're going to be talking about in this course is the foundational or the evidence that supported her creation of categories, etc. Okay, course goals and objectives. These are your course goals and objectives. These are the 7 objectives that I hopefully will obtain or guide you to by the end of this course. Grading. These are the grading points. You have a research paper. You have a couple of short papers. They're 3 to 5 pages. 25 points each. You have 2 quizzes, 10 points each. You have discussion posts. You have 3 of those at 10 points each. And a final report, which is 100 points. Okay, so looking at that grade, looking at those grades right there, final report is very important. So you want to get down that as quickly as possible, and I will open that up to you on week 1, so you can go down and look at it. So you can start looking ahead as you're going through the course to find materials that support your final report. Okay, all of this is in APA except for the quizzes, obviously, but again, APA format will be enforced through it. As it says right here, in academic expectations, a 600 level master's course, all submitted work is expected to be commensurate with that level. Okay, and that's exactly what I expect. Writing proficiency. I expect you to write as a master's level student. If you're having issues with writing, make sure that you get a hold of the smart thinking or the read and write gold, these folks on this side of the page over here, they can help you very much with your writing. The librarian did a presentation stating that she would, gladly help anybody that needs help in their writing. So hopefully, by now you are writing at a master's level, and you're not, or you're using words and using form that is appropriate with someone that would be in a master's course. Okay, grade appeals. If you're going to appeal any of the grades, or if you wish to appeal anything, here's the grade appeals process. And then, oh, well, we're not going to let you appeal any grades, I guess. But there is a grade appeals. I'll find out why that didn't link. There it is. And this is going to go to the chair, and the chair will adjudicate any grades, and the final grade will be the final grade. Utica or College Library. This is a link to the library. This will take you to the library, allow you to do your research. Again, I'm going to do another video on how to use the library, just for those people that aren't quite comfortable doing the cybercrime investigate or looking up research through cybercrime in the Utica library. Okay, so that's pretty much the syllabus. Again, very straightforward course. The weeks are broken out, 1 through 8. Most of your background information is all right here. So let's look at week 1, since we are talking about the initial here. So your learning objectives. Click on your learning objectives to see what it is that we're going to talk about during this week. Once you've seen what we're going to talk about this week, you go into your assignments, and your assignments will tell you what you need to get done. So week 1, introduction to the class, you need to post an introduction. You have discussion number 1, and I would like you to look ahead to paper number 1 found in the week 2 block, just to see what it is you're going to be writing on, because it's going to be a research paper, and I really would hate to see you wait until the last minute to try and pull all that together, because that will make it very difficult for you to get a good grade. Chapters 1 and 2, this is a PowerPoint. Jeff Brenner, we're using the PowerPoint that he created for the sidelong course, and it does have the audio and video, or audio, that goes with it. And we will add in some extra things here and there, some extra videos in there, or some extra key points as you go through. Okay, so week 1's discussion. What are we looking at in week's 1 discussion? It says very simply, the 2016 trends in cybercrime that you need to know about. This is an article that talks about 8 different types of cybercrime. And it says the article lists 8 types of cybercrime. Choose one of the 8 of the cybercrimes listed and prepare a 500-word minimum initial discussion post. And I expect to see at least 500 words in your initial discussion post. Refer to the discussion format template. I already gave you that. References and citations are required in all posts. The initial post should briefly describe the type of crime chosen, so whichever one you choose. You will then discuss how the crime selected impacts our society today. Make sure to include references and citations to support your theories. And then part 2 of your discussion post grade is you'll respond to a minimum of 2 other students' discussion posts. Your post must be original and add to discussion of the other students' page. I'm not going to accept things like, hey Bob, great job, thought you did good, cybercrime's really cool, things like that. I want you to add something to the discussion. I want you to pick a student that you have something you want to say, and I want you to say something that's relevant or something that will encourage other conversation. This is an educational and an academic process. I want you to think about what it is you're doing. This is not a, hey, I got to do this tonight because, I got to do it. Otherwise, Pearson's not going to grade me right. I want you to get something out of this course, and I want you to dig in, and I want you to learn, the basic concepts, and really have a foundation when you leave this course. Note at the bottom it says references used in your posts and papers must be 85% academic in this course. Your textbook is considered an academic reference. The reason I put that or wrote that there is because technically a textbook is not a peer-reviewed document. It's a commercial document. Someone gets paid to interpret things that have been known by or done by other people. Okay, so Susan Brenner has capstoned a lot of things that other people have done, and she puts it into her book. She gets paid for that book. She gets a royalty. So we don't consider that a peer-reviewed scholarly book. But in this course, because it is your textbook, I will allow it as an academic reference. Do not use Wikipedia. Do not use commercial news organizations in your post papers or papers as authoritative because they're not. For guidance, see the articles and tutorials in the resource section. Okay, and I put, like I said, I put a whole bunch of help up there for you. So this is your first assignment. This is your first week's block. Again, don't wait to the last minute to get on this stuff. Again, you're going to need to dedicate a few hours to doing your work. Again, this is when I grade this, I'm going to look at this as I'm looking at somebody that's in a master's level course. So, if you give me great work, I will grade you accordingly and tell you you did a great job. If you know that you're putting up half kind of baked work and making some stuff up here and there, then don't expect to get a good grade because you're not. I very much hold the standard when it comes to academic endeavor, and I look forward to encouraging, and I look forward to challenging you in this course. All right, so this will be followed up with my email address, contact information, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to get a hold of me. Again, email is the quickest way. We can set a time when we can all meet up. I am going to try. I'm working right now with Utica to get the Adobe Connect or things set up so that we can do a weekly meet the professor type thing, so we can sit down, go over the slides, talk about the what we learned in this week or what we haven't learned in this week, type things, and take any questions, things such as that. So we'll try to do that on a weekly basis, and I will let you know when that is, and I'll try to schedule it for around 9 o'clock at night so everybody is at home, 9 o'clock Eastern. That way, even people on Pacific time will be able to make it. Just one last thing, midnight. I don't hold the midnight Eastern standard. I believe everybody should have a chance. So we have people on the West Coast. Midnight is midnight for you. I typically grade papers starting about 6 o'clock in the morning. So if you get it in prior to me starting to grade, then you're going to be fine. So if you miss the midnight deadline and you need a couple of more minutes, don't worry about emailing me. Just make sure it's in before 6 o'clock Monday morning, and I'll make sure that you're taken care of. Okay. Hopefully this has answered any, or at least answered the startup questions and answered some of the things that we were talking about in the initial course. And as we go through, we'll get to know each other, and you'll get to know me, and we will have a great class. I think I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited. So onward and upwards. Thank you.